No. Hmm.
How are you, Sheriff?
Welcome on board, officer.
Wait, just let me put on my intercom.
Of course.
Intercom active. Now, let's turn on the rear workstation. All systems are okay, and I'm ready back here.
Roger that, officer.
Something happened. Let me check. Sheriff, I've been informed that a truck driver hauling a load of pipes lost control of his brakes due to a mechanical issue. He crashed and needs urgent medical attention.
Roger that, officer. Let's go there.
Alright. This cable straightened out. Go look outside. That's what we're in tonight. UH1 Hotel. You can see on the pedals it says Bell Huey. Alright, power's coming in. Alright, everything's running smooth. Buttery smooth, actually. Oh, this is great. Alright, truck spilled a load, truck brakes failed, driver's In critical condition, we need to take him to the hospital. We're going to head off to the southeast here and look for the crash site. Bring up the cockpit. Alright, usually we can see like a smoke cloud or something. I am not seeing it. Present moment. Uh-oh. Okay, so it's to the north of us somewhere. Oh, shit. That's why. We're going the wrong direction. I was looking at the accident site and thinking that I was heading to the base. Alright, we're getting close. I can see the smoke plume from the crash site. Was that Landry Thomp? Hello? Visual the smoke plume and contact landing zone.
Roger that, officer.
Marked by 4 tires. Alright, we're a little over 100 knots, so we'll bleed some airspeed in the this right 270. Come through 50 knots. Landing zone's there about 1 o'clock right now.
Landing completed.
Opening doors. Come on, Chief.
All right, patience
We're
loaded.
ready.
40.2. Alright, power's coming in. Got a little slight. Left to right slope there. Let's try to catch that. Oh, a little too much cyclic. Catch the drift there. Alright. For some reason, we are substantially heavier with just this one patient for some reason. And now we're like over-torquing the shit out of this helicopter. Bananas. Alright. We're en route to the hospital. And we're navigating by using our...
Patient's state of health is not good.
FM homing beacon.
Understood.
Tuned to the hospital's radio frequency. And there's a little needle that points. Swings left or right. Tells me which way to course correct if needed. Doc finesse said operator error. Obviously. Obviously true. Alright. Given that I've been to the hospital's landing pad several times, I'm going to just come this direction and make a right 180, follow the road in on my approach. Coming in 110 knots. Swinger in here. Use this road to bleed off some airspeed and altitude here. Contact the landing zone right off the nose. Start catching that descent rate with the collective here. Patient is safe at home.
Everyone is in good hands now.
Trying to change the view here.
There is an incident. Just a sec. Let me check it. Sheriff. Some members of the bomb squad are stuck on the roof of a burning house. They were trying to dismantle an incendiary device, but it exploded, and now they are trapped on the roof and need an urgent extraction.
Let's go there and help them.
Let's go there and help them. Okay. Alright, view's a little better for you guys. Richie, thanks for the follow. Alright, so from the base, it's directly east of us on the shoreline. Ooh. The bomb squad's trapped on top of a burning building. We need to go rescue them. We can already see the giant smoke plume coming off that building. So we're gonna bust her, meaning max safe airspeed. To get to these guys before they burn up and die. So we're doing about 125 knots right now, which is pretty fast in a helicopter. Alright, we'll climb up, get a good look at the scene here, see what we got. So I got the victims 1:30 coming through our 2 o'clock, seeing them on top of the roof right there. Alright, pretty easy. Basic rooftop landing here, so we'll swing around to the left, make sure we don't descend. Bleeding off some airspeed, we got a slight climb in there. Actually, we'll stay on this side of the crane. Crane, no factor. Kind of a steep approach to stay out of the smoke there. All right. Okay. Maybe I'm not close enough. Okay, maybe they want me farther back. Maybe that'll trigger the code. There it is.
Move now, officer.
This is DCS, Digital Combat Simulator. Unfortunately, it doesn't have the animation of them climbing, running and jumping and out.
One more to go. We're ready to go. These guys are okay. They have no injuries, and they said that they're waiting for them in the Jeep down there, in the LZ. So there is no need to go to the hospital.
Where can you use?
Just a short ride down.
Right, where is...
Up the controls.
Where can you look up the controls? Where's the landing zone at? Is that it right there? That's certainly not it. There's no fire truck there.
Yes.
I mean, you can Google DCS controls. There's about 1 million of them for every aircraft. This is a very technical flight sim.
I am.
In position.
Opening doors.
A PPL holder.
Very nice. Did you do your training in a Robbie?
We have finished here.
All right, power's coming in. Slight left to right slope,
There is an incident.
and we're on the go.
Just a sec. Let me check it. Chief, a fire broke out in a 4-story building. And
Oh, no,
all the
another
cops are in a
fire.
critical
All right, so that is north of the base, which is this
Roger that,
direction.
officer. Let's go there.
Is this on Quest? No, this is on PC. But it is PC VR capable, so I'm using the Quest headset for this PC game. Where did I get my flight controls from? I think I know for a fact I bought my stick, center stick, and throttle, the Warthog, Thrustmaster Warthog HOTAS. I got these at Micro Center. And then the stick extension itself, or the stick extension, I think it's a 9.5 or 10-inch stick extension. I got that from a company in England. They also make a quick release base that I have this mounted to, so I can just flip a switch, pull the stick off, and then I'm converted to my sim racing setup.
And yes, Helicopter Academy and Boatpix pilot, but haven't flown in years.
Very
Approaching
nice.
accident site.
Roger that, officer.
How much for setup?
For just the sticks or for the whole rig? There's a video on my TikTok. It's about 2 rows down if you go to my profile. It's a full breakdown of my sim
You are set up.
Big nice and clear landing zone.
We'd be having wicked thermals coming off this right now. It would not be this stable. We'd also be melting the fucking windscreen right now.
Landing completed.
Is this Arma? No, this is DCS. Wires. Yes. Pay attention to wires.
Everybody's ready.
All right.
Let's go to the hospital.
Victims are in. We are very power limited right now. So we're going to do a right pedal turn since we don't have a whole lot of torque to give. Find our egress direction here. We'll just come out of this way. So we use that momentum from that pedal turn and convert that into airspeed. And now we can take off when we're very power limited. Alright, so our guy is slowly dying, but not dying too fast. I think we've got plenty of time to get him to the hospital. You can see the hospital, a tall white building just to the left of those cranes off in the distance. We're just going to do a straight-in approach. I'm not going to overfly the zone. We already know where it's at. We don't got a whole lot of time to spare here, so... We'll actually jink left a little bit. Give ourselves some time to bleed off some of this airspeed.
Ready, officer.
Almost centered. Almost centered. We could have done better. Oh, there we go. Sorry.
Now it's time
Trying to
for the
change,
doctors to take
like,
care of
when you see me panning around and like up
You
and
need to
down
earn a
and
heal of money.
close or forward, I'm having to do all that with my VR controller.
Just a moment. We got a situation.
It's not very smooth.
Sheriff,
Maui
there's
to
been a
great.
collision.
Thank you for
A
the,
truck left the roadway and
right,
crashed
buddy.
into a tree.
oh
The
no,
driver was severely injured in the collision
Oh,
and
no.
needs to go to the hospital.
oh no. Do I earn hella money in this game? No. Alright,
No time to lose. Let's
I have my left pedal jammed in there on accident. Alright, slightly southeast on the coast here. I already see the smoke plume from the car crash. Fuel, we're sitting at about 450 pounds of fuel right now. And I can fly back to base and refuel.
Have you ever talked to a real pilot about this game? I wonder how accurate this is.
I mean, given that I've flown helicopters, I'll tell you that
You're
it is
almost there.
the flight dynamics for the Huey, anyways, and some of the other helicopters are fairly realistic.
Oh shit, I didn't know that about you. That's sweet.
Landing ain't gonna be easy this time.
in position.
Opening doors.
Alright, we're gonna have to take them back to the hospital too. Just a bunch of medevac missions so far. I'm sure it'll mix it up here in a second.
We're ready, Chief.
Alright.
Let's go to the hospital.
Power's coming in. Alright, slide backwards, pedal turn. And we're out of here. Yeah, so this mission, some random dude built this whole like campaign thing. It's called I Love This Job. It's only available for the Alouette and the Huey, but it's awesome. It's a bunch of random missions, but they're all like civil service related. So I'm like a police sheriff's pilot,
We better
or
hurry
a
up.
sheriff's department pilot.
All right,
So
officer.
I
it's like
think
a lot
this
of
might be my
medevac
next buy.
missions, chasing criminals. Things that you would kind of do as a law enforcement pilot. No combat related stuff really. But it's super fun. Little flare to bleed that last bit of airspeed so we're not cooking into here.
Landing completed.
Former Marine.
Doors.
Former Marine, yep. Got out in 2014.
Now it's
I want to
time
see the
for
night version car
Dodgers to
chases.
take care of
Always a Marine.
That would be dope. Like if you had a flare on here and you could track pursuits and shit. That'd be
Got a
cool.
situation.
Unfortunately, there are helicopters with flares on them. The
Some terrorists hijacked a vessel.
Apache, Iowa.
They are going to crash the ship into an oil rig.
Bring up the cockpit.
My God, how much time did we
Oh, I
have
appreciate
to
it.
listen?
I was a 6174 Huey crew
I'm not
chief.
sure, but around 10 minutes top, maybe less.
So
They
I
are
worked
trying to
on
evacuate the rig.
the big brothers to this model
Were
here.
you a heli
UH-1
pilot?
November and the
Officer,
UH-1 Yankee.
mark the position of the rig on the map. I want to go there and see what's going on. And put me through with the rig
This is a Quest 3 headset plugged into my
Yes,
computer,
sir.
into my gaming PC. How old am I? I am 34 years old. Do I play Battlefield 6? I do not.
Sheriff,
Not yet,
I got the
anyways.
crew manager on
Thank
the
you guys for
radio.
the follows. I appreciate it. All right, so some terrorists have hijacked a ship. They killed the crew, and they are planning. They've set course to run into that oil rig, that offshore oil rig that we're flying to right now. So we are about to go pick up some explosives, drop the explosives from the helicopter onto the ship, sink the ship, and save the day. So that's the plan of attack here. You can see the cargo ship kind of off on the horizon over there.
3, 5 seconds, whatever you need. It may sound crazy, but I will consider.
We're gonna go land on the landing pad here.
It sounds risky, but I think it could work. So prepare those charges for a 3 seconds delay explosion. We're on our way. Now you're talking, Sheriff.
Thank you guys for the follows. Really duly appreciated. 2.1 thousand likes.
Sheriff, we've got
A
visual
ship landing? There are ship landings. Not on this campaign, but not like a moving ship landing. But you can, there are those missions.
with the charges. We set them up for a 3-second delay.
We can do that. That's one of the,
Terrorist ship. It's coming from the east.
it's kind of like one of the stock
Probably
missions.
see it in a minute. Okay.
It's at, like kind of at dusk in the rain, and you're landing on like a missile cruiser on like a single small landing pad on the back of the ship. It's pretty fun. And the sea state's pretty shit.
We're in position, officer. Take the charges now.
Yes, sir.
So I've got a Thrustmaster Warthog.
I've got the charges.
Alright, she's got the bombs. You're gonna
What's the
jump
plan?
collective, dive off the side, build some airspeed,
Approach the ship and hover over it. When you are ready, activate the charge and launch it over
and
the
haul
deck.
ass towards this ship.
Be careful.
So I'm using a Thrustmaster Warthog HOTAS. So here's my throttle setup. My center stick is on a 9-inch extension to the base, and then it's on a quick release. So I can just flip a switch, pull the stick off, throw it off to the side, and now it's not in my way when I'm sim racing, because this is where my sim racing wheel goes. Alright, so there's the cargo ship that the terrorists have control of. We're gonna swing around, bleed off some airspeed, match the speed of the ship, and hover over the stern here,
Yes, sir.
and we're gonna dump those explosives off the side.
Prepare to launch the charges. Watch out for terrorists. Don't want any surprises.
Roger that. In position. Standing by. Ready to shoot. Launching charge. Target hit.
Good shot.
I'm going to prepare another charge.
I'm bit of forward and right cyclic just to keep our airspeed going just a little bit to match the speed of the boat.
Ready to shoot. Launching charge. Target hit.
All right.
Ship is gonna explode. Let's get out of here. Watch out.
Would be sick if you had to call air traffic control for airspace clearance.
The charges seems to hit the right spot because the ship's is stopping.
You can. There is air traffic control in here,
Good job.
and it's pretty robust. And some servers have like dedicated air traffic controllers, like dudes that actually just want to play air traffic control.
So talk to the rig manager and tell him that we are going back
You
to
can
the
do
building
that,
to
but
return the
I just like to jump in here,
Yes, sir.
drink a beer, fly helicopters, and rip around the sky wherever I want to, you know? Alright, so we have some extra charges on board, so we're going to go bring them back to the pad.
One explosive.
Perfect. In position. Take that explosive
Am I in a
back.
public server? I am in a single player mission right now.
Right now.
And it's not really a mission, it's like a
I want personally to
never-ending
thank you on behalf of the entire
campaign
crew
of
for what you
little
have done.
mini-missions.
It was risky and it wasn't easy. You did a great job. God bless you all. Thank you. It's our job, and it was really our pleasure.
There is
All right,
an
new
incident.
mission incoming.
Just a sec. Let me check it.
If the busy servers, how many people are
Sheriff,
usually
a
in one
sailor tried to
server?
kill himself by causing the ignition
I
of
haven't
a gas
played
bottle.
all that many
He injured
servers. I
several
usually
men
stick to
and almost blew down the
Rotorhead
ship.
server.
They need to be transported to the
And during like
hospital
busy
urgently.
traffic times, you know, on the weekend, during the daytime, you can have probably, you know, 40 people in there. All right, some injured sailors. One tried to off himself. Several men injured. Take them to the hospital. All right, they're on that ship right there, so we're gonna go land on that ship. And we're about 13 feet off the water right now, according to my radar altimeter. This is the Quest 3 headset. Bring up the cockpit. Dead boy Tony, thank you for the follow-on.
Yo, has your
friend.
best friend been in today?
Yeah. Luckily, I had another guy that hangs out in the stream quite a bit, modding for me.
That's the ship.
But yeah, he dropped like probably 5 or 6 new accounts on us. And the same things that he said last night and the night before and the night before. So
It seems that they managed to control the fire.
position.
Am I playing on MetaQuest? This is the Quest 3 headset, but I'm playing on PC. Please, how much costs this game's object? You lost me, my friend.
Watch out, Chief. We're loaded.
The game is free. The
We're ready, Chief.
DLCs
Let's go to the hospital.
are vary in price, if that's what you're asking. How much is my setup? Minus the PC, about $3,700. People kept asking me that. I had to make a setup video and add up all the shit. And I think that's what I came to, is about $3,700. Is this DCS? It is DCS, yes sir. We're on the Syria map, flying the UH-1 Hotel Huey. And we are playing the I Love This Job mission. It's a free mission that you can download if you have the Huey or the Alouette. Do I fly in real life? I used to fly in real life. I have my private pilot's license, my instrument rating, CFI, CFII, which is Certified Flight Instructor Instrument, and my commercial ticket in helicopters. But I have not flown since early 2016. So I was working as a flight instructor at the school that I got all my ratings at. It's kind of the natural progression for a pilot is, you know, once you get your CFI, you'll go and work at the same school that you got instructed at. You'll start to instruct at. So that's what I did. Was instructing for a while, but wasn't making very much money. As you know, if you're a flight instructor, you can attest to pay isn't good for flight instructors. It's just kind of the nature of the beast. They pay you pennies on the dollar because you're getting flight time. So I was making $12 a flight hour, $8 a ground instruction hour. Which, if anybody knows anything about flying or flight instruction, is the majority of your time is spent on the ground. You're sitting in an office with your student. Hey, this is what air Class B, Class A, Class B, E airspace is like. This is what it looks like. This is, you know, the altitude limits. This is what a ILS approach looks like. Blah 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 blah. And you're just going over it. So I was making $8 an hour for the majority of my time as a flight instructor. Mind you, I was married, had a child, so I needed to do something that was a little more, lucrative at the time. The timing was just terrible, so I got a job for a police department, and the rest is history. I've been a cop ever since then. That was about 10 years ago. Which is unfortunate because I love flying. Probably more than anything that I've ever done. And that's the shitty part is, you know, working as an instructor. You don't make a whole lot of money, but you know all the good jobs, 1,000 hours, 1,500 hours, 2,000 hours, especially for helicopter pilots. The fixed wing guys, you instruct, and then you go to a regional airline. At like 1,500 hours. Pay's not great.
All my respect to you and thank you for your service, sir.
It's livable. And then, you build hours, make captain if you want to at a regional, which is pretty respectable income. Or, you go take an FO or a first officer position with a major, and you're making $100,000 a year easily. Or you could do, you could do agriculture stuff, fixed wing, stick to that, fly that for a while, and then if you want to get into firefighting, you can get into aerial firefighting. But like helicopters, it's instruction. The natural progression for a helicopter pilot is go be a flight instructor, do that till you hit 1,000 hours, and then 9 times out of 10, most either you land like a tuna boat fishing job, which a buddy of mine landed a tuna boat job immediately upon finishing his finishing flight school. So he got his commercial ticket, went through CFI, did double I, and then like his dad's friend owned a tuna boat or something and was like, hey, I need a pilot, and I'm gonna give you this opportunity. So he's flying an MD 500, essentially a little bird, in a tuna boat somewhere in the South Pacific for like 6 months, making a good amount of money, which is unheard of. You never get like a turbine flight, flying a turbine right out of flight school. But so there are exceptions to the rule, but typically after instruction, you'll go fly tours. Either in Hawaii or the Grand Canyon or, like somewhere random, and you're flying tourists around to take pictures. And then either after that, you're shooting for like 2,000, 2,500 hours. Once you do that, some guys will go do like heli skiing. Some guys will try to go the firefighting route. Doing long line work. But most guys have their eyes on EMS stuff. So once you hit like 2,000, 2,500 hours, they'll try to go be like EMS pilots. And then do that for the rest of their career. Or offshore stuff. Delivering guys to, offshore oil rigs. That's where the money's at for helicopter pilots. How long does it take to get good with the controls? Everybody's different.
Life indicators are deteriorating.
I'd say you could probably get decent at, being consistent, having somebody that knows what they're doing, kind of walk you through it. You could probably, in like DCS, you could probably get good or decent in like a month. But in a helicopter, it's like a dance with the controls. Every little control input with one control surface impacts the other. So you're like constantly, hey, if I'm gonna add collective to go up or down, add collective to go up, I know that that's going to increase torque in the helicopter. So I need to put in a little bit of pedal. Hold on, let me land real quick.
Yes, sir.
So yeah, that's probably a long-winded answer to your question. What game is it? It's a DCS. Do you enjoy
I always
being a
wanted
cop?
to do something with my
love being
PPL with
I love
ins,
being a
but
cop.
never did.
Dumb
Just
enough
flew
to think
for
I
fun
could
a
fly a
bit
helicopter if I
sometimes.
could get it cranked. You'd be sorely
Got a
mistaken.
message here.
Do sims like DCS give an accurate representation of the fueling,
The guys at the
sands,
city
drag,
power
etc.?
plant have a problem. They call
Yeah.
us because they know that we have an
I would say
electromagnetic pulse generator in
This
the
is a very,
helicopter.
very... I'd say DCS,
They must urgently turn
like
off
the
some
Huey,
transformers that are overheating.
I hear the Kai was pretty good.
Working in another emergency, and they can't do it remotely.
But the flight models in
That's
this
why they think
are
it can't be
drastically better than any other flight sim when it comes to helicopters. Now, fixed wing, I don't know. I don't fly fixed wing
Sorry, Chief. They don't
really
know where they are.
in any flight sim.
We have to follow the transmission lines and find them.
But in comparison to like Microsoft Flight Sim, X-Plane, all that,
The transformer is overheating.
I can say objectively that the flight model and the helicopters that I fly in DCS are the best of anything. I always wanted to do something with my PPO with instrument, but never did. Just flew for fun a bit sometimes. I mean, if that's all you want to do, then hell yeah. How many hours do I have? About 700, just under 800 hours, like 780. What's the best way to get away with a warning when pulled over? Don't be a dick. Having an attitude, just like being argumentative, just being a douchebag is the quickest way. And I mean, that's not guaranteed to work.
Why don't you become a pilot for the police department?
You may get a ticket either way, but the surefire way to ensure that it does not go in your favor is to be a douchebag. So take that as you will. Can fool around in DCS on fixed wing, all right. No idea where to even start with helos. You just gotta start, man. Get a feel for it.
I think we found one of the faulty transformers.
I made my god. He was a Navy SEAL last week. He was a Navy SEAL.
Electromagnetic pulse. We are going to land.
Yes, sir. Remember that the EMP is effective only up to 50 meters. So we must land near the transformer.
Roger that, officer.
I run radar in my car. Do you think that would make a cop want to ticket me for speed more? A radar detector? No, I mean, I don't give a shit.
Fire! It seems that the EMP
Have I played Arma? I used to play Arma 3 quite a bit, like 10 years ago, but I haven't played Reforger.
right now. They said that the line is still unstable.
And 9 times out of 10,
overheating. We must turn it off, or it could trigger a chain reaction and a massive
like a radar detector is detecting
Okay, let's find the other one.
the radar
What GPU
impulse
are you running?
from our radar, right? So by the time it hits your car and your radar detector picks up my radar signal, unless you have like a scrambler, right, which are really expensive and illegal in most states, like a simple radar detector, man, we've got you clocked. Especially with LiDAR, if you see an officer with a LiDAR gun, the speed that those, I mean, it's literally the speed of light. Your radar detector is not gonna detect that, hey, I've detected a radio signal,
Watch out.
transmit it to you, and then beep and let you know, and you have enough time to react.
It's a chain
If we want to
reaction,
stop you, we're going to
and
stop you.
It's going directly to the power station. They said that in order to stop it, we should overpass the chain reaction.
What
and turn
GPU
off a
am I
transformer.
running?
What
RTX
department
49.
do you work for? Meaning like trooper, sheriff, PD.
It doesn't
I
matter.
work for PD.
Anyone on the way to the power station.
Reforger needs more Red Bull pilots. Nah, man. Nah, they got enough J-hook pilots as there is. If I allegedly had laser jammers, would you be able to tell? I mean, I know what they look like, but I've only ever seen them on 2 cars in, the last 10 years. Because, like I said, they're pretty expensive. And if you have one, good for you. Do you have it, like, fixed inside your... in the bumper, or...
My Bunby has them in his bumpers.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, if somebody, like... And the only reason I know is because somebody told me. I was at a car show, and somebody showed me what they look like. And I mean, I wasn't mad. I don't give a shit. I don't stop people from speeding anyways. I don't carry a radar gun, and I don't have radar in my car. So I don't stop people from speeding. But I mean, if somebody asks you, is that a jammer? No. Just say no. And if it's not illegal in your state, which I don't know what states it's legal in, there are a few that there's no statute for it. So, if you live in one of those states, then good for you. Okay, I think we missed one of these power stations.
What people don't understand is that you literally save minimal time by speeding.
Yeah. Yeah, I think if you calculate how much time you're actually speeding by, you're right, you don't save all that much time, but I speed. Everybody speeds. Just the way it is. So I'm not going to cite somebody for something that I do. Granted, I'm not hauling ass around, but I'll do 80 and a 70. Oh no. I think we failed this mission here, boys. While we were talking,
Going 80 and a 70 miles per hour over 100 miles saves you 7.5 minutes.
Yeah, see? Look. It ain't worth it, okay? I agree with you. But I still do it. And sometimes it's fun to go fast, Oh, okay, sweet. Oh, shit, they're going the other way.
This is madness! I've never seen anything like that!
Officer.
Alright, so we gotta land at one of these power stations, deactivate it before it explodes,
So be ready.
and
Yes, sir!
kills the thing. We're not gonna have time at that one.
Isaac, it's actually opposite. Time saved is not linear. The higher the speed, the less time saved.
Wait, I don't know about that. How does that make any sense? Alright, we're gonna try to land here. Deactivate this one real quick. Before it blows up. Oh god! Oh!
Yes, sir!
Oh, come on. We almost
In position.
settled with power right there. Oh, come on.
We've made it.
Oh, we saved the day.
The guys at the power station confirmed that the chain reaction has stopped. Lines are stable now.
You did a great job, officer.
Thanks, Chief. Got a message here. Let's see what's going on.
All right, let's see what the next mission is. If it's boring, we'll go do some like mini
Sheriff,
missions here.
a truck fell into
Oh,
the
yeah.
river after both sets of brakes failed.
Nah.
The driver was able to get out the truck's cab before it became partially submerged underwater, but he needs urgent medical attention.
We're gonna land here, and then we'll go. Maybe we'll go do like that ship landing mission. Somebody was talking about it. It'd be cool to land on a ship. Mod contributed mission, yep. It's called I Love This Job. Oh no, I did not mean to quit the desktop. What the fuck? What an idiot. All right, give me a second. We'll load back in. We'll go land on the ship, and then maybe we'll go blow some shit up. I don't know.
The formula is hard to explain. Time ratio is not equal. 40 to 50 is not the same as 80 to 90. Look it up, please prove me right.
Oh, you're saying like the difference in going 50 over 40, like the amount of time you would save in that difference of speed is not the same as going 10 miles over 80 miles an hour to 90. Yeah, I guess. Because like what? Say 50 miles an hour, 60 miles an hour. Okay, that's 10 miles. 90 miles an hour. 100. Wait, I can't do that in my head. I'm kind of dumb. I feel like it's still a difference of 10 miles, right?
Yes, you save more time going 10 over at 40 to 50 than 10 over at 8 to 90.
I'm going to take your word for it, buddy. No, this is not what I want. All right, let's go to instant action. We're in the Huey, Persian Gulf. Ship landing hard. Let's do ship landing hard, shall we? Do I have a dream car? Like, does it have to be a car? Or can it be like an SUV or truck?
Can you just crash one time?
Sure. We may crash on this. Let me get that menu out of the way. Depart straight out to the east and deliver medical supplies to the Oliver Perry. Stay north of runway 26 as there is inbound traffic. Okay. All right, so it's raining. Our windshield wipers don't work in this helicopter. I mean, they move, but they don't take the water off. The devs did kind of a shit job.
They're just a mile offshore. But be sure to stay north of runway 26.
What do you say, 080? Okay. All right. Power's coming in.
To just get out and fix the wiper. Lazy.
I know, right? Dude, we are heavy as shit right now. All right, so he said stay north of runway 26, which that is runway 26. got traffic on final. Once we start going, though, it'll blow the water off the windscreen. There it is. And we're already heading 080. There's a ship right off our nose. Wasn't hard to find. Alright, so I guess we're supposed to go landing on this ship. Thank you for the follows. All right. Contact the ship. Got the landing lights. Let's go plant it on the boat, shall we? What's the cargo?
Heading to bed, brother. Great stream. Have a good
Cargo
rest
is
of your
medical
night.
supplies. All right, buddy. We'll catch you on the next one. Thanks for hanging out.
CYA man. Sup, I am new here.
Welcome. All right. Ship looks pretty stable. Little rough sea state. Nothing we can't handle. Oof.
I can't believe you made it. We've got the medical supplies now. Thank you.
No mods.
Light work.
Lame. Boo. That was hard. That was supposed to be the hard ship landing. Does Syria have a ship landing? No.
Let's see you fight some people.
Caucasus. Let's go to Syria. No, Persian Gulf. Ground attack. What's the easy ground attack? We'll see that. Going there with rockets and guns. Enemy troops overran the town and have our retreating troops suppressed. Do what you can to buy them some time, as 2 A-10s are 5 minutes out to provide support. Oh, yeah. All right, here we go.
Our troops are under heavy fire from enemies in the town. Do what you can to provide support until the A-10s arrive.
All right, rocket selector is on. Guns are selected. All right, weapons check complete. Lieutenant Blonstein. Hello, my friend. All right, I'm assuming we have rocket pods on here. Or we just have guns. Oh yeah, we got 7-shot rocket pods. All right. I haven't gotten like a 9-line yet, so I don't know who's who. Visual the tracers. Are those the bad guys? The guys on the rooftop or what? Oh, fuck you guys. Alright, I guess I know who we're supposed to shoot at. Alright. We are gonna lead with rockets here.
A-10 flight is 4 minutes out, inbound from the east.
Alright, off right.
Do a 360 or something. Show out, son.
Alright. I have no crew chiefs, so I got no backdoor guns. Tally. Right. Huey's pretty resilient to small arms fire. And from the east, oh shit. Tracers. Damn, where are those A-10s at? Not a lot 7.62 is going to do with against armor here. I'm Winchester on rockets. Pedal stabilized. Alright, generator's gone. I think I'm losing hydraulic pressure. Controls are a little sloppy.
Beginning our attack run, east to west. Now.
Oh, a little low, there we go. Alright, A-10s are inbound. There we go. Dude, I'm getting a weird noise from the rotor head here. Those A-10s are up there somewhere.
Good effect on target. Coming around for another pass.
Alright, we're gonna loiter out here and watch the A-10s do their thing. I hear him.
1, lining up for a second pass. West to east.
2, 20 seconds in trail.
Where the fuck are these guys? You said west to east. Dude, I'm not seeing them at all. Oh, there they are. Fuck. Sir, that would be east to west. Oh, wait, I don't even have a... Oh, yeah, you're right. My compass doesn't work. Oh, there's dash 2. VR for flight sims is
Good work. Enemy neutralized. RTB.
creme de la creme when it comes to immersion. Especially if you have your settings dialed in and a pretty decent PC build. It's pretty awesome.
Have you ever tried VTOL?
I have. I used to play VTOL VR quite a bit. Oh, there you are. I see
feel
you.
like it just lacks content.
Yo, I'm getting a mad vibration. Did you see old Terry the Taliban running through the, There he is. There you are, you son of a bitch. Gotcha. Gotcha. Whoa. Are they still shooting at me? No tracers. Don't see anybody. I think we got him, boys. Thanks for the help. Oh, A-10s. Alright. We'll call that mission complete. I think that was the Syria map. No, we're in the Persian Gulf, so like, I guess it's part of Iraq. Air ambulance, city tour, target practice, free flight. Syria's got the Incirlik and Adana tour. Take off from runway, Marianas. Incirlik and Adana tour. Let's just go for a tour, you know? Let's go see what old Incirlik's got to offer. Maybe it's a beautiful flight. Lilac, my problem with VTOL VR, and also for that matter, nuclear option is
What are
that
those helicopters with 2 rotors called?
you get too much information. The Chinook? Heck, EWR and DCS already feels like it takes away from the need for situational awareness. Yeah.
Osprey.
Use this mission to explore Insulet Airfield in the city of Adana, low and slow in Huey. Press escape to end the mission.
I mean, there's several helicopters with 2 rotors. The Chinook, there used to be the CH-46 Frog, or Sea-Knight, whatever you want to call it. The K-Max is a dual rotor, coaxial rotor system helicopter. I don't know if helicopter guys don't refer to the Osprey as a helicopter, but that's what you want to call it. We can call it that. Right.
The big one, like the ones that crash in Lone Survivor.
Oh, they're Chinook, CH-47. Actually. Can you still be a cop with a DUI? Most places, no. Most places, no. Do I not have it anymore? Nope. Unfortunately, I do not have the CH-47 any longer. I was demoing it, but... Is my precinct more liberal or Republican? Like the people that work inside of it?
Is it different to fly?
Yeah, it is. I mean, same concept, but there's... it's very much a different feel for when you're flying it. What's air ambulance hard? Let's do that. Maybe we're evacing under fire. Doing a little medevac, dust off type mission. Cold War era skyhooks, those things must be wild to be in. Yeah, they still fly them to this day on the civilian side. The Sky Crane. What time is it for me? It's 2:24.
Air Rescue 2, glad to see you're up and running. Head southeast to assist with the emergency. The town is just on the other side of the hills. If you follow that highway right in front of you, it'll lead you straight to the town.
If you follow that highway right in front, it'll lead you straight to the town. Okay, southeast, you said. Alright, so we are on NVGs. I don't know, what's it look like for you guys? You can kind of see my... Yeah. But you can also see under my NVGs too, so that's good. You can see my instruments and stuff. Alright, I got a hip on final right there. Is the Cobra still flying? Yes. The Cobra is still in active service, albeit it is a much more modernized version, the AH-1 Zulu. It's a twin-engine, four-bladed composite rotor system helicopter. It's very similar to the Apache, but better, because the Marines fly it. Is the Earth flat or not? My uncle tells me it is. He's a pilot for Southwest. How is your uncle a pilot and thinks that the Earth is flat?
LMAO. Hey, how did you end up doing an endurance race?
So I don't. Were you there for the beginning? We qualified P25, started P25. I got us up to P5 on my first 2-hour stint. When I pitted and gave the car over, we were P5, and then during our driver swap, we lost a couple positions, but then my partner had a couple big moments. He got yeeted by somebody else. It wasn't his fault, but it bumped us back to P15. So we finished P15. Is this ARMA? No, this is DCS. Instructor flew the Cobra in the Marine Corps. Did he fly the Zulu or the the Whiskey? Oz Dead Meat. Hello, my friend.
Not terrible overall. P5 would have been crazy.
Yeah, it'd have been dope, but just wasn't in the cards, I guess. Alright, crossing over some wires. Technically, when you cross over wires, you want to do it over the stanchions. Just because it's easier to see, and you know that if you cross over that, there's not going to be any wires anywhere else. Am I talking to an AI or something? No, I'm streaming on Twitch, YouTube, and TikTok.
I watched like the first hour. You were locked in, so left you alone.
Responding to TikTok chat. It's usually a little more active than the Twitch stream is. What am I doing? Apparently we're following this road to some town, and then we're going to rescue somebody on a medevac mission. He said follow the highway. I'm following the highway. That's very sweet of you, Oz Dead Meat. Oz Dead Meat. That thing's slow. Yeah, helicopters are just kind of inherently slow aircraft. Aerodynamically, you're limited by physics on how fast you can fly. Even if you had the most powerful helicopter in the world, the most efficient rotor system, the least drag helicopter, there is a speed at which the rotor system will kill you. And there's a phenomenon called retreating blade stall that happens at specific airspeed for a specific aircraft. Different rotor systems are different, but it's all pretty similar. It's usually about around 140 knots-ish. But when you get retreating blade stall, one side of the rotor system stalls, the other side is creating so much lift that it'll roll the helicopter uncontrolled, and you'll die. So that's why helicopters are just inherently slow. Was I a pilot in the Marines, or just a pilot and a Marine? Just a pilot and a Marine. What do you think of F-35 planes? I think they're pretty sweet. Could you Eli-5 what happened to that one that went down in Huntington Beach last week?
Got you in sight.
I'm not sure. I didn't.
Pickup site. Land here and get the injured on board.
I didn't watch. I mean, I saw clips of it. Based on the few videos that I saw, it sounds like it was a mechanical issue. It looked like the tail rotor was spinning way slower than it should have, meaning there may have been a drive shaft failure, tail rotor drive shaft failure. I'm not sure. But, you know, a helicopter can fly without the tail rotor. You know,
What is the cutoff for flying weather-wise? Like you
Above-
say, Ye can fly in this weather.
above a certain speed, right? Because essentially the helicopter is a weather vane, so you're flying at a specific speed. The wind over the fuselage kind of weather vanes it, so it keeps it straight-ish. So you don't necessarily need the tail rotor, but once you get slow into a hover when you're on final approach to land, you definitely need your tail rotor for anti-torque purposes. So, you know, if you have a drive shaft failure and your tail rotor is kaput, you're going to spin out of the sky and crash. All right. So it looks like, I don't know what's going on here, if there's some type of like attack on this village or whatnot. But we'll see how we can assist here. I don't know if he said there was a landing zone set up or if I'm just supposed to land. Catch the drift here. This is DCS. Looked like something came off the tail and then it just dropped. Yeah, so, you know, if he immediately realized, hey, I have no tail rotor effectiveness, right? I'm putting tail rotor pedal inputs, you know, moving my feet, nothing's happening. The best thing you want to do is put it on the ground, especially at slow airspeed. It's going to be, you're going to be really hard pressed to be able to translate into forward flight safely. And the last thing you want to do is climb, right? You don't want to build more altitude because then if you have a complete failure of your controls, you're at a high altitude. And if you're at a high altitude and you're falling, chances are you're going to die. So the best thing to do is, hey, I've got an emergency. I have no tail rotor effectiveness. I'm at a slow airspeed. It looked like he was on like short final, like he was about to land. So he was probably less than 40 knots. Unfortunately, the best case scenario in that is dump collective and get on the ground. And that's what it looked like he did, and smashed it into a tree and in between a building. But he survived. Speaking of losing tail rotor effectiveness, I think we lost our tail rotor.
Wait, so that's what your pedals do? Control tail router?
Yeah, so all it does, let me give you there you go. So we're looking at the tail rotor, right? Actually, let's go to a daytime mission. It's kind of too hard to explain. We'll just cold start. Yeah, this is good. Trey, I don't know if I answered your question, but this is DCS. We'll go do a cold start daytime so you can see the helicopter. Somebody said 200 knots in a helicopter. Yeah. Yeah, right, buddy. Maybe in a Chinook. All right, so...
Air and air defense forces are stood down. You may follow
All
the
right,
suggested
so this is a
route
good view.
or exploring your own.
So this is your tail
The
rotor, right?
suggested route takes approximately 1 hour to complete. Taffenage
So these
military
are
airways.
tail rotor
This
pedals.
helicopter base
Push
was
left
moved
pedal,
from Syrian
right
Air
pedal.
Force MIA
Okay.
HIPS until it's captured by opposition
Oh,
forces
shut up, dude.
in
Stop talking.
2015. Recently, Turkish forces have established a presence here.
All right, so when you do like track and balance, right, on a helicopter, track and balance is just a set of adjustments and tests that you do to make sure that the rotor system is flying as smoothly as possible. Otherwise, if it's out of track or out of balance, it will create unnecessary vibrations. It could, cause damage to components, things like that. So when you're doing track and balance on the tail rotor, there is a baseline setup that when there is no tail rotor input, I am not putting any pedal adjustments into the tail. That setting right there where those rotor blades are sitting naturally is kind of where it's creating enough lateral lift, I guess, to keep the helicopter stable, somewhat stable in a hover, right? If I put full right pedal in, that's flat pitch. This is creating no lift in the helicopter or in the tail rotor whatsoever. So you got to just think as the tail rotor as a sideways main rotor. So that thing is creating lift by spinning through the air. Those are two airfoils just spinning around in a circle. Right, so if I have right pedal in, there is no lift in the tail rotor. So the main rotor the torque of the main rotor can affect the helicopter freely. So this thing will spin. The main rotor spins counterclockwise. The fuselage, if I have full right pedal in, the tail rotor is doing nothing effectively. So the fuselage is just going to spin naturally. That's why it is easier to turn the nose of the helicopter right if you're power limited, if you're super heavy or you're at a high altitude or it's really hot. And if you don't have the power available to make a left, turn the nose to the left, it's very easy to turn the nose to the right. So there's that. But then if I do left pedal, that's counteracting the torque of the main rotor. It's creating more lift in the opposite direction. And you can get to a point where now I'm introducing more lift and the nose of the helicopter is going to turn left, which requires more power because it's taking more of a bite out of the air. So that creates strain on the engines and the transmission. So putting a left pedal input will always require more power out of the engine, if that makes sense. So we'll start up and then we'll go through a little exercise here, I guess. All right, fuel's on. Don't need any of that. Inverter spare, AC phase. Battery's on. Low rotor RPM warning. Standby generator. All right, starter's engaged. So when I'm starting, I'm looking at this little gauge right there, gas producer speed, or your NG speed. Once it gets to a certain point, you know that the engine now has control of itself. It is self-sustaining, essentially. So that's what I'm talking about. When I roll the throttle up, the main rotor's spinning right. I'm creating more torque. Watch that. You can see the nose of the helicopter turn right. So anytime you introduce more torque or essentially more lift to the main rotor, it's going to want to spin the fuselage to the right. So you have to counteract that with left pedal. Alright. So I'm going to come up into a hover. If I just pull collective, create more pitch in the blades to create more lift, and I don't use my pedals, watch what happens. Alright, so I gotta correct that. So I'll put it back down. So it's like a little dance with controls, right? So anytime I create more pitch in the blades, introduce more torque, right? So this is my torque gauge. This is by far the most important gauge in this helicopter, because that red line is max torque, and if you go over that for an extended period of time, you will start shattering components in the transmission and possibly fall out of the sky. So when I'm introducing more torque and I know that the nose of the helicopter is going to want to come right, I start putting in left pedal. And you get to a point where it's kind of just by feel. You know that, hey, I preemptively can put that left pedal input in to keep the nose straight. Because I don't want every time I come up, it's hard landing, whatever. I don't want to lift, start to spin right, and then do it, because that's not smooth. So touch back down here. Right, boom. Okay, so then we know that we've introduced more torque, and we have to counteract that with the pedal. But what happens? I don't have my hand on the center stick anymore. What the fuck? Why am I drifting to the right? Well, because on the left side of the helicopter here, that thing... Well, somebody wanted a crash, but it's hard to fly in third person when you're looking backwards. But when you introduce more lift, because the tail rotor is just essentially a horizontally facing main rotor system, just on a smaller scale, that thing's creating lift. That lift is pushing on the helicopter.
All air and air defense forces are stood down. You may follow the suggested route or explore on your own. The suggested route takes approximately 1 hour to complete. Kafanaz Military Air Base. This helicopter base was home to the Syrian Air Force Mi-8 HIPS until its capture by opposition forces in 2013. Recently, Turkish forces have established a presence here.
Come on. Dark Arts Jiu-Jitsu, hello my friend. Thank you for the follow.
Wait, so what happened in your opinion with the chopper that crashed at Huntington Beach?
Oh, I think it was a mechanical failure, if I had to guess. And that's what other people alluded to is, if you watch the video closely, it looks like the tail rotor starts to slow down and not creating lift, essentially, or any anti-torque ability for the helicopter. So,
what is your headset?
So when he lost tail rotor authority, he probably recognized it and thought, I can't fly out of this. I don't want to climb because one, if I pull collective and try to climb, one, I'm going to gain altitude, sure. Two, but it's also going to do what we just did, right? We introduced more collective without the ability to, with no anti-torque capability. The helicopter is just going to spin faster and faster. So the best thing that you can do is dump collective, right? It pulls pitch out of the aircraft, and yeah, you're going to come down, and you're going to come down hard, but it's better than climbing. You're at a way higher altitude, and then when everything fails, you're at 300, 500, 1,000 feet, and then you're falling from that height. You're going to die. So I imagine that he thought, dump the collective, essentially do a very short auto rotation, and wherever the chips fall, they fall. And it sounds like it was the best decision because nobody died. So this is the Quest 3 headset. What and collective pushes right. Collective does nothing to the tail rotor. When you add collective, all that's doing is collectively adding pitch to all of the blades of the main rotor, right? If you have 2 blades, it's adding the same amount of pitch or letting the same amount of pitch out of those blades. If you have 3 rotors, four rotor blades, it's adding the same amount of pitch or releasing the same amount of pitch out of all of those blades collectively. Now the cyclic is adding pitch to the blades in a specific plane of the rotation, right? So if I push forward, it's creating more lift in the back of the rotor system, lifting the main rotor and dipping the front, and that's pulling me forward. And it does that through a series of bell cranks and levers and a swash plate and pitch control links and all that, and it's super hard to explain. But when I push forward on the cyclic, this center stick right here, that's tilting the front or the main rotor disc. The collective, all that's doing is controlling my up and down. But so like I was saying, is when I pick up into a hover, right, and I add more collective, I counteract that with left pedal. But if I don't use any center stick, it's going to drift to the right. And that's because that tail rotor is creating lift on one side of the helicopter, that being the left side. So it's pushing against the left side of the helicopter and pushing me to the right. So I have to counteract that by adding a little bit of left side cyclic input. So it's a dance, like I was saying, with all of the controls. I add a little collective because I want to come up into a hover. Well, I have to add left pedal to counteract the torque. I know that when I counteract the torque, it's going to push me to the right. So I have to add a little bit of left cyclic, right? And then I can maintain a stable hover. If I want to do a left pedal turn, all right, I can do that, but I know that I'm going to, I've got all these drift tendencies, and if my power, like I was saying, is when you increase pitch in the tail rotor by pushing left pedal, that is adding more torque to the whole powertrain system. So if you look at that torque gauge right here, we'll get stabilized here again. Alright, so we're getting a stable hover. If I yank on the left pedal...
How come I crash very often in VTOL chopper, but you never hear of people crashing?
You can see the torque gauge goes up because it's requiring more power out of the engines when it creates more torque.
When learning how to fly a helicopter.
But say I push right pedal, you can see my torque gauge is going down because it's taking all of that pitch out of the right or the tail rotor system. So it's letting the main rotor the torque of the main rotor just spin the fuselage freely, right? And I get a lot of excess power, essentially. So like, say I'm in a confined area right here. Say I'm completely surrounded by trees, and I'm full to the gills of, you know, personnel, and I'm doing a medevac or a casevac mission, and I need to get the fuck out. But my only egress is to the left. I don't have enough power to overcome the weight and the power required to make that left pedal turn. I could just spin around to the right. And you can kind of like circle around. All right, I have excess power. All right, I'm there. And if you have a big enough like circle of trees to do like a you know, this number, you can build airspeed, right? Enough airspeed.
Wait, but turning right would stress the torque gauge when straightening out, no?
Nope. So I'm probably doing like 30 knots, 40 knots right now. I've hit effective translational lift, so my rotor system is super efficient right now, and I don't really have to worry about torque, and the aircraft's essentially flying. It's not hovering anymore. And I've done this in a very small area. So now I could just fly out. Boop. When straightening out. Yeah, but I mean, it wouldn't add any more torque than it would if I was just sitting still, keeping my nose in one spot, right? So. And that's another thing, like effective translational lift usually occurs about 30 knots. Instead of you hovering, right, so I'm hovering essentially. Right, so I'm taking air from above the rotor system and I'm forcing it down. It's sucking air in and pushing it against the ground. Right, and that's how I'm staying aloft. If I transition to forward flight now, I'm at about 30 knots. Oh, now I'm at like 50 knots. Hold on, let's see that again. You would not do these maneuvers in real life. You would strain the shit out of the helicopter. But look, I'm going to keep, when I translate to forward flight, right, I'm not going to move the cyclic. I'm going to push it forward so I can start building airspeed. And you're going to notice that the nose of the aircraft is just going to naturally come up by itself when I hit a certain airspeed. I'm not doing anything. All right, so that point where I'm flying over the ground and I hit what's called effective translational lift, the aircraft is transitioning essentially from hovering to flying. So that's really important to keep in mind, is like when you're in confined areas and, you know, you're trying to plan your escape route or your egress route. Like, hey, do I have enough space to get a good run, to hit effective translational lift and avoid any obstacles that I may have in front of me? If not, do I have enough power required to essentially do, you know, hover above the obstacles? Imagine again that I'm surrounded by trees. Do I have the power required to hover up and over these trees and then transition to forward flight. So there's lots of things to consider. Oh, and then like vortex ring state. Let's get really high and see if we can simulate that. Simulate generator. Max cruise altitude of a civilian helicopter varies by the helicopter. So we're about 2,500 feet. I think that's a good altitude here. So like vortex ring state, if you get too slow and you get an excessive rate of descent, you essentially get to a point where you're sucking in a bunch of dirty air. Okay, so I'm at 0 knots right now. So I'm slowing down. Okay, I'm hovering out of ground effect. Okay, I don't have the power required to hold this anymore. Oh, I guess I do. My bad. I think my pitot tube's out of the slipstream here. Okay, well it's not simulating a vortex ring state as effectively as I would like. Okay, well fuck it. We could do an auto. I don't think I've actually done like a true auto in this thing. Alright. Let's see if we can do it. Alright, what do we, let's speed up to 90 knots. There's 90 knots. We got a little descent. Let's catch that descent rate.
On reality in Chopper, you have only one stick and 4.
Alright. About to do a simulated auto rotation here, so we are going to chop the throttles and let's see if we can land. Auto. Throttle's coming out. And
foot pedals too.
Alright. Alright, so I'm pitching for airspeed. Oh. It's the low rotor horn. I'm using the collective and cyclic to maintain my rotor RPM. Alright, so I'm flying right now, essentially. I have no engine power. we've got wide open fields.
You are going down.
All right, we'll just try to shoot to this road right here. Oh. There we go. So we got out of parameters a little bit. It's been a long time since I've done an actual auto. But yeah, so you're tipping forward the cyclic. You get a descent right. That's going to slow the rotor system. Once you flare or you pull back on the stick, which slows your descent, but it also forces air up through the rotor system. That'll speed up the rotor, so that'll put more energy back in the rotor system. Your collective, the more collective pitch that you add to the blades slows the rotor system. So, it's a little dance of trying to maintain airspeed, altitude, a good glide slope, and trying to make it to your destination, right? Because you may not be in an environment where there's giant open fields everywhere like this. You may be over a forest and there's a lake with a gravel shoreline that's very small, and you got to shoot your auto to that. So it's a little dance. That flare almost didn't happen. Yeah. Rusty. We are rusty. Alright, let's get up to about 200 feet and then we'll enter an auto. Alright, there's about 200 feet AGL right there. Let's see what we can do. We may die. I think we would have walked away from that, though. Probably could have flared a little more. Actually, I don't want to do the whole startup thing again. But a landing you can walk away from. Successful landing. I think there's just like a free flight, isn't there? Yeah, we'll just do this. And we'll just enter an auto. If you have a paved surface to land on, like a runway, it's best case scenario. Ooh.
Free flight. All air and air defense forces are stood down. You may follow
Alright, what
the
are we at?
suggested route or
500 feet.
The suggested route takes approximately 1 hour.
Alright. Our goal is to make it to that concrete pad right there in front of us. Alright. Auto. Oh. Oh, don't hit the sign. Don't hit the sign. Oh, not the prettiest. All right, we're just gonna fly. It's a good skill to maintain. All right, I'm gonna close my eyes. I'm gonna fly for like 10 seconds maybe. I don't really know where I'm turning. I'm gonna open my eyes and then we're gonna enter an auto. Okay, auto, auto, auto. Oh, no. Yeah, I don't think our crash attenuating seats would have saved us from that. Yeah, the power conservation in this thing is a little wonky for autos, but it's not an auto rotation emergency procedure simulator, so I'm also very rusty at autos. So, anyways, it is 3 o'clock in the morning. I think
What's the
I'm gonna
name
go
of
to
this
bed.
game?
This is DCS, Digital Combat Simulator. But I have enjoyed flying with you guys. It has been a blast. It's been fun, sharing a little bit of knowledge. It's been a while since I've had to instruct any type of helicopter related information, so it's fun to, go and see what information I still remember and retain. But I'm gonna jump off for the evening. I'll be back on tonight, 11 p.m. Central Standard Time. So hopefully, and we will be on DCS flying. I think we're gonna get into the Rotorhead server, do a little combat search and rescue in a live server. I think that'll be fun. Hopefully, you guys will enjoy it. So yeah, until then. Oh wait. My headset just blanked out. I can't see shit. I can't see shit out of it. Yeah, I guess I'm just gonna have to close it on the computer. But until tonight, I hope you guys have a great morning, afternoon, evening, wherever you're at in the world, and we'll see you tonight, 11 p.m. Central Standard Time. Catch you on the next one. Bye.